Just surprised that all of that shit is on an iPhone Mac. I mean, on a yeah, on a browser app.
Yeah, I can't believe it works as well as it does. But
Is that what you always use?
well, I use it because it allows me. Well, remember, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to be monetized.
Yeah.
You have to be monetized in order to.
Well, I told you
You have to be monetized in order to stream on mobile.
once you need to get monetized quick, bro. I bet you if you start saying the Earth is flat, you're gonna get 1,000 subscribers real
Well,
quick.
real quick, yeah.
Yeah.
So people can hate follow me.
Hey, followers are follow, bro. I mean, Jesus not complaining about his followers, does he? Are you religious?
No, but that was weird. That's pretty weird.
Why? I think you go straight, no?
No, I'm gonna take the
Tunnel?
no the upper roadway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were going door to door. They're going for volume. So you were telling me how to use steroids?
You're an asshole. Nah, we don't do. Yeah, so I was gonna explain to you how steroids fuck with your body, right?
Yeah. Go on.
So your body. You're basically like a lump of chemicals, a bunch of different chemicals that create um, electric signals that make you alive.
Okay.
You know, and these chemicals kind of regulate hormones, kind of regulate what happens in your body.
Okay.
So when you're talking about the anabolic steroids that you see bodybuilders and some athletes take, right? They're taking uh, hormones that the body produces, and they're finding either synthetic or animal sources for them,
Okay.
and then they are introducing it into the body exogenously, meaning that anything that you take from outside the body and then put inside the body is exogenous.
Okay.
Endogenous are those chemicals that are produced by your own body.
Okay.
So your body knows what balance it needs to have these chemicals. But what guys will do is they will take these hormones, these steroids, and
Go on.
they will send these messages through their body that changes a lot of their physiology.
Like more muscle.
One of them being more skeletal muscle.
Yes.
But the body doesn't really differentiate between skeletal muscle and smooth muscle. So
Smooth muscle.
I'm glad that you asked. A smooth muscle would be something like the human heart.
So I get a bigger heart. So I'm more compassionate.
No, no. An enlarged heart with thicker walls
Okay.
causes arrhythmias that usually lead to heart disease and or death.
I'm glad you brought that up because Apple Watch cures that.
It doesn't cure it. It just tells you when you're about to die.
There's an app
That tells you when you're about to die.
and it sends pulses through your heart and fixes it. It patches your heart.
Yeah, no.
Just download the app.
Yeah, just download the app, right? So part of the problem too is that when you introduce hormones to your body exogenously,
Yes.
then the endogenous production falls off a cliff because your body is like, well, this is the balance.
Yeah.
Okay, I have too much of it as it is. I'm going to stop producing, right? So you get all the muscle growth that you're looking for. Well, let me not say that. If you work hard in the gym,
Yeah.
while on the steroids, you will see more muscular growth. Why?
Yes.
Not necessarily because the steroids make your muscles bigger, but because they allow your muscles to recover quicker, and then they allow them to work longer. So the more work you're able to do more often, you can get more hypertrophy. in the muscle groups. F1 McLaren, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, Luke
Wow.
doesn't like dogs.
But then he gets when he was with Erica, she was like a cat, and he didn't like that. All right, so the thing is, once you introduce it exogenously,
Yeah.
then the endogenous production basically stops.
Well, once I grow the muscle I want to grow, then I don't really need it.
Yeah, but your body still won't produce it because you turned it off already, and
Okay.
it's not an on and off switch that you can just,
What?
just.
Why do I need it? If my body doesn't want to produce it afterwards, I already have enough.
I mean, if you want to be a guy that looks good in your coffin, then I guess you would be right at that point.
I mean, plenty of people take it and don't die, right? Well, what?
No.
You live a shorter life.
Oh yeah, you definitely live a shorter life.
How much? I mean, people smoke.
Significant.
People smoke. I don't plan to live for very long. I just want to get some pecs. Get some pecs. I'm like genetically.
I hope you're trolling. I hope this is not real. I hope this is a troll F1. But it is good to see you. I haven't really been doing the streams as often. The last time I did this, I was with JD from NY206. Shout out to JD.
Yeah, you were doing this a lot, and then you fucking fell off.
Yeah, I did. Because
You for real? Your wife let you go?
I hope not. But I just like when things aren't going well in life, I don't like to put that energy out, so I don't talk to people. So since things weren't really going the way I wanted them to go, I just did a bunch of negative things about life, and then like, what value is that to you guys? So usually when things are not going well, I just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, things are never going well for me. I have the worst luck.
How so?
I mean, there's just always something wrong. I don't even remember. I try not to remember all the negative stuff. I just deal with them and get to the next thing,
Anyway, the point of not doing the steroid use is that there's a cost for every benefit in your body.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to pay that cost. The pro bodybuilders,
yeah,
usually they're not that book smart. They're not going to make money elsewhere. So they're willing to trade the life on the back end for a life today.
I'll trade my life on the back end real quick. It's not even a question.
But, guys that work on bridges, they make the same choice too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Rufus.
But if you want to be healthy and strong and feel good, you don't want to be on steroids. It'll fuck with your emotions. Your emotions are largely chemical based too. So
yeah, that's fine. I mean, I grew up in an Asian household, so I'm dead inside.
No, but it's better to be dead inside than to be on steroids. Put it that way. Because steroids will make you like super emotional, and you won't understand why you are, and you definitely won't want to be. So.
Oh yeah, I never asked you this. Are you black or African American?
I am mixed race, but I look black. So, and I was born in America.
Yeah, okay.
So, I don't know, mixed American? I don't know. I don't care. I don't fit in with any race group. Black people don't like me. White people don't like me. Asians don't like me. Arabians don't like me.
I like you.
So I don't fit in with any group. I mean, we're.
Do you identify with black or do you identify with African American?
I don't understand F1. Like, she really left you? Wait. I don't understand. Maybe you should hit me in like a DM or something. I don't want to put your personal business out in my chat. But as you guys already know,
feel free to elaborate right now.
Oh wait, somebody changed my thing there. At doctor at dr underscore evil underscore genius F1 on Twitter, and then I can give you some other. I can give you some other way for you to get in contact with me, and we'll talk off stream. But anyway, I was telling Sonny that if he wants to, if he wants to get fit, we can work something out. He can work with me. And he was like, "Yeah, you can teach me how to do steroids." I'm like, "This is lesson number one. Don't do steroids. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two, the same as lesson number one."
Nah, I'm like genetically defective. How does station is
That seditionalist is not. This is actually not true. You got to make it through 10 years, not 5.
Yeah.
10 years. Unless she claims that you abused her.
Yo, you know that
Which women do that
all the time.
a lot.
I told my friend to do that.
And you know why they do that? Because hashtag believe all women.
Seditionless. Damn. There's only traffic in New York, bro. If you drive on the highway, I think it's fine.
Have you been to LA
I've
or
tried it.
Atlanta? A lot of traffic there too, buddy.
But I'm saying if you're driving in, you're not gonna hit a lot of traffic. With the top down, you actually save gas on the AC.
But you lose gas on the wind resistance.
Not if you go slow. Like this.
Oh yeah.
Not if you go like this.
Yeah. Yeah, creatine is good and the right amount of protein. You're absolutely correct.
Nah, bro.
So do you want to talk about your first baseball game?
It's good. I learned how the game works. Yeah.
It's really a thinking man's sport.
I think there's a lot more sitting than thinking.
What do you mean?
Why do you like baseball out of all sports?
Because it's the thinking man's sport. Everything is situational. Everything that happens in the game affects everything else that happens in the game. It's almost like the butterfly effect. You get to see it play out in real time.
You can say that about chess.
But I don't really care about chess.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about a sport, if you want to talk about any sport,
How to get to second base. What is second base?
baseball
Yeah.
is as chess as any of the American sports. Of sports.
Not Major League Gaming.
No, that's the lazy man. I don't want to exercise.
No, there is exercise. But there's a lot of training that goes into like
No,
professional
no,
gaming.
no,
You're not with, you're
No.
not with it?
no, no,
Yeah,
No.
you train your body.
no. The only thing that makes it professional is that there's money on the line. There's nothing athletic about it.
You go through mental and physical training.
No, you don't. You don't. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's why you don't see fat people
And you just lied.
gaming, like professional gaming.
Yeah,
They're usually
yeah.
skinny
No,
dudes.
Nah. Nope.
Skinny dudes.
Nope.
The percentage between like overweight people in gaming it should be about the same or very close to baseball.
No. No.
Yeah. Somebody put that on Wikipedia, so it's right.
He said, put that down in Wikipedia so you'll be right.
Yeah. Yeah. I stand behind that fact. You know Andrew Tate?
I don't want to talk. I don't mention him on any of my platforms. We don't talk about him. Next subject. Next subject. See, I have a long-standing policy against discussing people who live on attention. Like the only reason why he's relevant is because people talk about him.
Logan Paul. How do you feel about Logan Paul?
Same thing. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about those guys.
Really?
We don't talk about people who offer nothing to the world, that add zero value to the world, and they're only famous because they people into paying attention to them.
Logan Paul adds value to Pokemon cards.
No,
So that's value to the world.
no. But anyway, moving on.
Okay. Moving on.
So if you want to be like healthy, happy, and strong, just do your fitness shit on your own. Like, do it the right way.
I can. I used to do like over a year straight push-ups and shit with weights.
You didn't have a program that made sense.
No, you gotta trick the body and keep it confused, you know?
I remember when that was all the rage.
Yeah. What is that? That's from the insanity workout.
Yeah, it's insane, meaning don't do it. People do not diet workouts that have a name. Brand name, don't do it. Created to put money in someone's
Nah.
created to be effective.
What's Jesus' favorite workout?
Tell me. See, I was gonna blow English cigarette, but I can't say that. On
You don't like CrossFit?
no,
For people who lose weight?
no, I am not a proponent of CrossFit.
I have a Peloton. That's why I lost so much weight. I lost like 50 pounds. I can lose weight pretty easily,
Yeah,
but I can't gain muscle, honestly.
yeah, you can gain muscle.
Yeah.
You absolutely can.
Nah. I have better chances of adding an inch onto my dick.
That is 100% false. That is 100% false.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we were talking about, Lewis earlier, and it's just like, a lot of people want to know, where's Erica? Where's Erica? Where's Erica? Erica, I love Erica. I think that the type of person that she is great. The problem is that she didn't really have the desire to do more than the bare minimum. And for those that know Lewis always gives everybody around him more than the bare minimum. So he deserves more than the bare minimum.
He goes above and beyond, Lewis.
He does. And the funny thing about Lewis, which I just find insane, right? He'll always cape for selfish rich people and then do the exact opposite of what they do.
He will always what for rich people?
He'll always cape for them.
What do you mean
He's always defending them. Well, large corporations that pull in, multi-billions of dollars in profit, they can't pay a living wage because what, Lewis?
Because you're not part of it. Because you put up to it. The society is built on what people is willing to put up.
No, but they can't afford to pay a living wage because
Well, then the rich people cannot afford it for the society to collapse. So what is it? What is it? People,
right.
You're a stalemate. Impasse. You're at an impasse, right?
So my thing is, I believe in greed. I believe in greed. You can only be greedy up to a point where you start to destroy your own system, where your wealth now means nothing.
Imagine if everybody who drives for Uber Eats.
Yeah, she's been gone for some months.
Stops driving for Uber.
Yeah. So the thing is that you don't want the poor people to revolt and then kill the rich people, right?
That's what the police is for.
But the thing is, if you're not paying the police enough and the military enough, what ends up happening? I'm good with being greedy, but you need to be greedy in a way that the system can be sustained properly, and you can't have 99.999999999% of people ending up being desperate, and very, very, very few people are living it up, they're going to come and take it from you eventually. That's what the French Revolution was about.
I mean, the world is constantly improving. We just live in a shitty world, you know? Like,
That didn't make any sense, what you just said. So you're going to have to rephrase that.
we're at the beginning stages of human society, right? We're
It
constantly,
depends on how close we are to extinction.
we are better right now than any other period in history, right? So,
Traditionally said one might try to kill Elon, but then he'd probably end up getting you pregnant.
yeah. Elon should run for
He's
president.
the white Nick Cannon.
He's trying to repopulate the planet.
With people with subpar genetics.
What do you mean?
He has subpar genetics, and he knows it.
How?
Have you seen him with his shirt off? He
Yeah.
looks like Dr. Zoidberg, and his hair is completely fake. He had to have like the world's best. I mean, he went bald in his 20s.
Yeah, bullshit. His hair grew back out of pure respect for how wealthy he is. See? We're broke as hell. That's why your hair's not growing back, bro. Once you make $22 billion, your hair grow back real quick. All right, tomorrow.
Well, I never really lost my hair to begin with.
It will be all black. You wake up full black hair. All right, once you make $22 billion. See? That's what happens with Elon's hair. You're not a fan of
Where is Lewis?
Lewis is go ahead driving to the store.
He's still driving to the store?
He's moving stuff at his apartment.
You said his flight was at 7 o'clock, right?
6.
He ain't making it.
Well,
That's over.
is he still streaming?
That's over. That been over. Look at this asshole. My time is worth more than yours.
Maybe he has cancer. Maybe he has a lot.
That means his life is worth less than ours.
No, it means he has a lot less time. I don't think people.
Jeff Bezos disagrees, but he's too cheap to pay for hair implants. You do make a good point. Because you said 22 billion. That dude has like 200 billion.
Jeff Bezos is the fucking man, bro.
Nah.
Jeff Bezos is the fucking
No.
best.
His girl wanted a guy that has less money than him.
His girl wanted the guy who has less money than him? I don't get it.
You didn't hear about the whole thing with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, but I think that's just the tabloid playing it up. I don't know what happened.
Nah.
I mean, they made a meme.
Hey, Carrie! Thanks for making your way over here.
Hello, Carrie. How are you?
Wow. Wow. Thank you for...
Yeah, Lewis never picks up my call because,
You're not really that important.
yeah, I'm not important at all. But Bezos, though, that dude is the fucking man. Look, when Elon got divorced, he went with somebody who's a lot younger than his wife. Bezos has the balls to go for another 50-year-old woman,
Nah, she's in her 30s.
40-year-old woman. Oh, that chick
Late
is like
30s.
40.
No, she's in her late 30s. She's like 36, 37.
No. Come
Yeah.
on, Bezos. Come through for me, all right?
Thanks you for coming through, Carrie. I think it's your first time here, right? Unless you've been lurking and shit.
Yo, that's the first thing, fucking people.
Must have less money
52, my G.
is... Must have less money is synonymous to must have bigger erect penis. I don't know about that.
I don't know that. Here's another question. Yeah, she's 52.
Lauren something, right?
Yeah,
Sanchez?
yeah, 52.
No, show that. Show it.
Come on, bro. That's the first thing people looked up. Lauren Sanchez, 52. Bezos is 58. My guy, Bezos, coming through.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I have a lot less respect for him now. I thought she was like 36, 37 or something like that.
Nah.
Going back to ethnicity, my hero is Lewis Hamilton. He has a black dad and a white mom. And one of the nicest guys in the world. Very clever entrepreneur, too. Yeah, I'm starting to see evidence of that.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm starting to see evidence of that.
Is he still alive?
Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah.
He's a race car driver in F1.
Oh, right now?
He's young. Yeah. He's a young guy.
Yeah, I don't follow any of these.
I mean, he's the most famous name in F1.
Yeah. Why does people give shit about guys having small dick and not girls having loose ass pussy?
Because remember that in our world, women are not responsible for anything. All of the criticism goes towards men. And even if the criticism doesn't make sense, then you hit him where it hurts, where his ego is, by talking about a physical attribute that he cannot control.
You gotta turn that up a notch and sound a little bit more like Andrew Tate, and you're gonna get to 100.
Nah, we don't talk about people like him on stream.
You gotta turn it up a notch,
Nah, nope. This is me. If I'm gonna blow up, I'm gonna blow up. There's a brown people joke in there somewhere.
What did one suicide bomber said to another
So
suicide?
why is a man's ego in his penis? It's not. People assume that it is. One of the things that you will notice, though, is that our species, at least in the last 20 or 30 years, since porn has exploded, women are selecting for men with a larger penis as a physical trait. So you might see in the coming generations that that we as males will have larger members, several generations down the line. But the thing is, women select for it, so men try to do whatever is possible to get a woman with her clothes off. And so, a guy will say, "Oh, a woman is into guys with larger. Okay, I got larger. Oh, a woman is into guys who are taller. Okay, I'm taller." That's why guys lie on dating apps. But do you think a guy really gives a fuck if his dick is small? No, he cares that it works and he can bust a nut when she rubs the genie she rubs the lamp with the genie in it. That's what the man cares about. If women did not make a big deal about a man's size, we would not give a fuck. If women did not make a big deal about what kind of car a man drives, men would not care. We wouldn't care.
I'll still drive a Tesla.
Yeah, but it's not like you're driving a Tesla because you're not driving a Tesla because like, you're trying to attract, like you want to do like the electric car and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I really care about them.
But the old adage that men only like nice cars because women do, that's real.
Really?
Yeah. Men really don't give a fuck. We don't care.
So is that why you're driving this car?
It is a bit of a social experiment. See, I'm a black guy living in New York City, and I'm normally invisible. But one of the things that I've noticed is that I exist to white people when I'm in this car.
How so?
They love this fucking car.
White people?
Yeah, especially middle-aged white men, middle-aged white women, and women that are approaching their middle age, and teenage boys.
Is that your target demographic?
No,
Just
no.
want to smash them?
I just wanted to see how women in selection age, how they would respond. And I've gotten some pretty funny results. Black women, half of them try to pretend like they don't see me in here, and the other half gush way too hard. They're like, "Oh my God, nice car. Oh my God." The middle-aged white man is very congratulatory because, and I didn't expect that. I thought that they were going to be like angry and hating, but they haven't been like that at all. They've been really congratulatory. Middle-aged white women are mostly congratulatory, and some of them let their eye linger just a little bit, where you could tell they're thinking about it.
Do you experience a lot of racism in the city?
Personally? No. I can probably count on one hand when we talk about racism, you're talking about from white people.
Or other race of people?
Oh, if you're talking about all races, most of the racism that I experience, negative racism, most of the negative racism I get are from black people.
Yeah.
Asian people are pretty clear that they don't like black people. They make that clear. Hispanic women, take it or leave it. Some of them can be pretty racist. Some of them can be, you know, they, you know, I don't know. They're their own people.
What about systemic racism?
Systemic racism is big everywhere you go in this world.
Have you experienced systemic racism?
Oh, every day.
Like how so?
Every day. So when I am in the car,
Okay.
and the way that police react to me when I'm in the car, their suspicions are up. When you go into a store, people watch you more closely. There's more scrutiny when I go to make purchases.
That's
The other
more of like
systemic-
people racism, right? That's more
No, but the thing
general.
but the
racism.
system creates that because there's an inherent there is an inherent how do I say suspicion about me specifically because I'm dark skinned, right? Now you want to see some really crazy systemic racism.
Okay.
When they hear me speak, a lot of the suspicion goes away.
Okay. But
Right.
that's assume that's
Yes,
your
yes.
assumption.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I give you an example. When I started on YouTube, nope.
People
This is like 1 out of 200 women,
being
and probably 3 out of every 10 men will look in my direction, and be like, "All right, that dude is built. That's a big guy, whatever." McLaren says, "Yes, mate. Thais dislike Indians and black gentlemen, unless of course they have cash." Ironic, yeah. That's just the reality. That's just the reality, man. And so for me, since my lived experience of having people be biased against me just because of the way I look,
Mhm.
I've lived with it so long it doesn't bother me. But I do take note. Like when I first got on YouTube and I was making gameplay commentaries, I didn't do a face reveal until I started streaming a few years in. So when I did the face reveal, everybody freaked the fuck out in that stream because
you don't sound black.
I don't sound black.
Yeah.
So they assumed I was white, and then it was like, "Oh shit, he's really black. Holy shit," So
Yeah.
and of course, with me, like I was telling you before, some of the racism I get is because I'm not black enough, I'm not white enough, I'm not South Asian because I have family from Pakistan and India. I'm not Hispanic enough.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm not.
What do you mix with? Black, half black, and then the rest is
No, I probably was, yeah, probably at least half black, I would guess, because I get like a lot of my physical features are black, I would say.
yeah. People white will say you're black. I think 9 out of 10. Come on.
Thanks, guy. You're the best.
Yeah. Your dad's black?
Mostly.
Mostly?
But he also has French blood in his family.
Your dad
When you look at him, he looks like the blackest man ever. But my mom is like everything.
Your dad's a progressive.
Nah.
He knows
No.
he knows to fight racism with his penis. That's the only way to do it. Once you're everything, you cannot be racist against everything. When
Nah,
everything makes-
people are always going to try to compartmentalize other people and then place them in hierarchies.
Not really. Like if you have like a tenth of every race, and you just look.
Do you know what taught me that lesson?
How-
When I was 9, they made us read this book called The Outsiders. It's a book written by a woman named S.E. Hinton, and that's her author name anyway. She wrote that book about white guys that were going up against other white people, right?
Okay.
And what it let me know is that because the thing is, when I was 9, I couldn't understand why the white people were going up against the other white people. Because I'm like, well, they're white, they should be friends. That's how I was thinking at age 9.
Yeah, we're going left on park. Go on.
So, oh, nice. Yeah, so that means I was having connection issues in the last stream. Thank you for pointing that out. When you say sound black, do you mean like a deeper tone of voice or the manner in which you speak?
No,
A combination of both, but mainly the manner.
Yeah, just the hood. I grew up around a lot of that.
Right.
I grew up in the projects.
Yeah,
Like
so
the lowest line. Where?
oh, I grew up in like Wagner houses
Oh,
in Harlem.
yeah.
But I know the projects in the Lower East Side.
That's why, like, I honestly, because of how I grew up, I actually like black people more than like just Chinese
Right.
people. There's
Right.
definitely some sort of bias I can't shake. You know what I mean? Like how,
I mean, you're in a because you're ethnic Chinese, correct?
yeah,
Right. So the thing is, like, you're in an environment that is pretty anti-black, but it's not for just one reason. They have multiple reasons. They have spiritual reasons where they look at things that are not light or appear to be dark, that, dark spirit, evil, that kind of thing. But then you have people from mainland China that watch American media, and the way that black people have been portrayed in motion picture since Birth of a Nation, and what was that, like 1914 or 1915 or something like that? They've always portrayed black people as murderers and thieves and scammers, and they portrayed the women as sexually easy and without morals, when that wasn't true. It was absolutely untrue. And then see, I now exist to white people. I'm telling you, when I drive my Mercedes Benz, just a
Yeah.
regular SUV, I'm invisible. But anyway, so the way that they portray black people in the media on purpose, it's done purposefully.
I think
Makes people from other countries think that the American black person, that they're all criminals, they're all unemployed, they're all on welfare, when the majority of people on welfare in this country are white people, white women specifically, single mothers.
Really, I think like the TV show, movies, they pretty diversify. When I was growing up, I was watching Family Matters.
Well, Family Matters was one of the first shows where
Fresh Prince.
right. Family Matters, Fresh Prince, The Cosby Show. The Cosby Show,
Yeah, the Cosby Show.
Good Times. When you're talking about the late 70s, mid 1980s,
Yeah.
these were the first. The first examples of black people that weren't criminals and that weren't slaves. These were the first examples that you saw on television, right?
That's pretty good. Like,
Right. But the thing is,
it's
when you
pretty
think about
diversified.
when you talk about the history of this country, and you realize that really only the last 40 years have they started putting positive images of black people on TV, then you realize just how fucked up the system is.
50 now. Yeah.
No, because I'm 39. I was born in 83. I'm saying it's really since like the early 80s, late 70s. It's about 40 years.
Okay.
It's only really been for the last 40 years or so that you started to see positive images of black people on TV. As a matter of fact, we had.
I call that a W.
Did you watch the original series of Star Trek?
Yeah.
Right. So they had Lieutenant Uhura, who just died a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
She was the first black woman to appear on television in a position of authority. The very first black woman on television in a position of authority. And they didn't do it for wokeness. They did it because they thought, when Gene Roddenberry wrote Star Trek,
Okay.
he thought that in the future we would evolve past capitalism. We would evolve past like race and as a main factor of dividing and sorting people.
Okay.
He thought that we would move past race and go, and we would Because the thing is, like, once you go into outer space and you're dealing with other species, then it's not about
That's a good thing, no? Is that not a good thing?
I'm talking about Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right. So in his mind, he believed that we were going to be racism wasn't going to be a thing because we were going to find other ways to sort ourselves because we would be in space interacting with other species. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you know, he thought that we weren't going to have like too many distinctions. I mean, of course, you're going to have, you know, women being sexual objects because that's how we reproduce. But also, you know, women are physically weaker than men, right? But they figured that, you know, women were going to, you know, be able to do non-physical tasks at a rate or a rate that's similar or equal to the rate that men are able to do these things. And that was the vision that he had, right?
Rechat? Yeah. No. Where you go up or so you go.
I love your mindset. You're comfortable in your own skin regardless of bloody color. I listen.
Thanks.
Donut Media, and they did a lot on Henry Ford, was a terrible racist. But most people were racist back then. But can you really blame them? This is what they were taught as kids. That's why when you hear old racists and they want to like cancel them, it doesn't make any sense. Like these people didn't come up with these concepts. They just embraced them because that's the world that they lived in. So for me, I don't think that, you know, because some people are ready to stop being racist, that you need to demonize everybody else. Like racism was the order of the day. That was the world that they live in. That was the normal. That was, you know, even according to their bullshit science, because their science was bullshit.
20.
No, I'm just turning off the guidance.
Okay. Yeah.
I know. I'm making a turn on 27.
Yeah.
I just wish that
I don't know.
this traffic would move a little bit.
I think race is a funny thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, racism as it stands was really only created to start the slave trade. They had like these two like French philosophers that came up with the concept of white supremacy only because they wanted I think they had an inkling that what they were doing was wrong. And so they
No.
needed a way to massage it.
No.
And they knew that it was going to be offensive to people because they didn't make biases in Europe based on race back then. But the problem is that the slaves that were taken from Africa, they were already being enslaved by whoever was the ruling party in Africa. So they were already slaves. It's just that as slaves, they had value within Africa. And then when the Europeans came, it was just, okay, well, we're going to continue to exchange value. Well, we own these slaves, you can have them. And that's what really got the slave trade like really going. So, you know, was the slave trade inherently racist when it began? No. But they had to create something to kind of massage themselves to rationalize racism being okay by saying that, you know, they're nothing more than like wild beasts and, you know, I mean, they do, when you're talking about imperialism, they went into China and Japan and Korea and then, you know, said that they were savages and they needed to civilize them. You know, like they did that shit in the 17 and 1800s, right? So that's how you know that it's not really about dark skin, but it's really about anybody that didn't speak a Latin language. They considered them to be barbaric and backwards, which is insane to me. But they had to rationalize, you know, oppressing people. But anyway,
That's what people do.
that's what people do. Exactly. That it is part, you know, of the imperfect human genome. That's just what it is. And you see examples of this in the animal kingdom as well, which is why I'm not quick to just jump on people. Oh, he's a racist, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's a racist. Everybody is racist. I just admire the racists that try to make sure that they don't allow their racism to get in the way of other people living their lives.
yeah,
That is a standard that I live by.
like when I go home, I take the train home, right? And like, oh no, when I take the train out, I always huddle around like Spanish people when I know that Spanish neighborhood is coming up,
Uh-huh.
because they're gonna leave and give up their seats. You know,
Yeah.
no bit of racism doesn't hurt anybody. If you're black and you're like passing by home, like, oh, these black people are gonna get off the train.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you huddle around those black people.
No, black people, I don't fit in with black people for the most part. But I still speak on black issues because they're important. And it
Yeah.
makes sense. But I've never been black enough, especially for black women again. You know, I primarily don't date black women, but it's not necessarily because I'm unattracted or anything like that. Is that from the standpoint of customs and culture, we don't really mesh very
Your
well.
wife is black.
Huh?
Your wife is black.
No, she's not. She's not even close.
Really?
What?
What is she? I can't tell.
She's Puerto Rican and Spaniard.
See, there you go. I passed the test. I can't tell race.
Holy crap, guy. I mean, you do know that the other one is Korean, right?
I thought she's like Japanese or something. I don't know.
No, she's Korean.
Yeah, Asians. You can't really.
Yeah, it is a sad world. People are a commodity as far as the leader concerned, and that's always been that way. I live in England, home to slavery and the start of imperialism. I'm proud to be English, but damn, we were awful. Yeah, that's just what it is, man.
It's fine. I mean,
And they tried to hide behind religion and manifest destiny and all this bullshit. They're all just rationalizations to try to steal from other people to get ahead. Just that's all it is.
whatever helps you get up at.
And that's why I really hate it when people focus on race so much. It's like race is just a conduit.
I do see what you mean. Like that white dude just gave you the longest glance on her city bike.
Oh yeah. And so here's the funny thing, right? The woke chicks, both black and white, they've tried really, really hard not to look at me in the car. Right? So the whole thing is they're supposed to be like anti-capitalist, they want to prove to the world that they're not gold diggers and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But the real thing is that if I was a white guy sitting in this seat, they would stare and they wouldn't stop staring. Right?
Okay. That's a bit generalized, no?
No, I'm telling you, man, it shows itself every day, right?
I'll take your word for it, but I don't know.
I'm telling you,
Some things are like a case by case scenario.
No.
No?
No.
Oh,
Generally speaking.
quick sidetrack. How do you feel about it putting up like security cameras all over the city? Like every few blocks, there's a big security camera.
I don't really like it for liberty reasons, but what they've done is they've gotten people used to being monitored.
Okay. Go back to like a white guy in a convertible.
Seditionalist says something that was that's really interesting. He says the woke are pretty racist and discriminatory. Absolutely.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
I think we've established that everybody is.
Yeah.
Some people
But like I said, I don't believe that there has been anybody. I don't think there is anybody who's made it past the age of 2 that wasn't racist in some parts. Every single human being on the planet. See, like she saw, and you see how hard her neck snapped to get away? Like once she like analyzed the situation, nope, can't look. Nope, can't look.
Why not? What's the problem looking?
Because she doesn't even want to admit to herself that I have now become an option to her, a mating option to her. She doesn't even want to admit it to herself. It's funny as hell. Middle-aged white women don't care. They'll stare and they'll be cool. White guys are like super cool.
Yo, black chick doesn't like me either, you know?
Well, there is one particular black chick that would really look at you as an option.
The anime crowd.
No, actually, no. That they're you know, the otaku type, you know, they're their own thing.
They're a little bit,
But women who are that have a lot of women that have a lot of masculine energy. Women that have a lot of masculine energy. They see Asian men as feminine and submissive, so they believe that they will be able to kind of walk over an Asian man because they don't really respect the masculinity of Asian men.
Sign me up.
So you'll have a contingent of black women that will prefer the Asian men because a lot of them are too masculine to attract. When I mean attract, I mean keep the attention of a masculine man. And a lot of black guys are not going to put up with a lot of their crap. So they're going to look for easy targets to where they can control the narrative, they can control the flow of the relationship. So you're getting more and more black women, especially the ones that, you know, black guys are kind of waking up to the nasty attitude and they're coming into, you know, they're coming to another man with other men's children and, you know, they're super masculine, belligerent, really offering nothing of value that men have been asking for the last 50 years and not getting. They think that an Asian man is going to be more subservient and softer and then put up with their bullshit.
I don't know. I think that's a big generalized.
Ooh. Yeah, generalizations work on the majority. So it's not the truth for every single person. But there is a stereotype, and it is a stereotype for a reason. Because stereotypes are basically just behavioral patterns that people have figured out and recognized. Doesn't mean that everybody follows it, but when enough people show the behavior, a stereotype is born. A pattern that is recognized is recognized. So again, it is not every single person that follows the trope, but a trope is a trope for a reason.
Okay.
So we're not talking about everybody. We're talking about the people that you're most likely to run into, or and here's the big counter to that argument.
Okay.
Someone with a hijacked public image, right? So when you look at black women at large, they have a very poor reputation socially among pretty much everybody. They have a poor reputation socially, right? Known for being very hard workers, but socially not the people that a lot of people want to be around unless they absolutely have to. That is, now there are a lot of nice black women out there, but the problem is that their image has been hijacked by a sizable minority, meaning that it's not just a couple of black women who are masculine and have bad attitudes. There are more than a few. But I believe that they are still in the minority, but because those are the only people that draw attention to themselves, now your public image has been hijacked. If you're a simple, nice, feminine black woman, that's not like that. Well, a lot of guys are going to look at you, judge a book by its cover and say, well, the chances are when I get involved with this woman, she's going to give me a lot of pain and very little pleasure. Now, is that necessarily true? No. But that is what that is.
That goes back to what you just said about behavior patterns.
Yeah,
that's
behavior
being
patterns.
recognized.
Right.
The more like the loudest people or the more
They're the ones that hijack your public image, which is
Yeah.
why public image is so important, which is why you have to protect your public image everywhere you go. So when we were talking about systemic racism earlier, when
okay.
you're talking, white is right all around the world. In Asian cultures, you are expected to marry somebody of your race unless they are white. Then your culture sees you as winning. It is not too different in the black community. If you're able to land a relationship with someone who is white, you're generally seen as somebody who is worth more. Now people are more interested in you because you were able to attract a white woman if you're a man and a white man if you're a woman. This is a BMW Z4 Nomas, BMW Z4. So when we were talking about systemic racism before, right? And how it impacts me every day. There was one thing I didn't mention, I didn't think of, right?
Okay.
So when you're talking about public image and you know the importance of public image, especially as an Asian man, you know that there's certain things that are expected of you as an Asian man. You're supposed to be at the top of the class, you're supposed to be a doctor, you're supposed to be a lawyer, you're supposed to be an engineer, all these things, right?
Not really. I grew up in the hood by myself, so
No, I'm just saying as an Asian person, when somebody looks at you, they expect that you're an intellectual. You know, on average, Asian men make more money than any other race in the
I
country.
mean, I seen the statistic, but I feel like I don't identify as Asian, as silly as that sounds.
No,
Like,
I get it.
that culture is not pushed onto me. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just saying when somebody looks at you, I'm just saying when somebody judges you when they first meet you, they assume you have a penis. They're shocked that you're
It's
as tall as you
Japanese, all right? That's Japanese.
they're shocked that you're as tall as you are,
Exactly.
right? There are certain tropes that they make certain assumptions about you based upon the fact that you look and sound Asian, right?
When somebody looks at me, I just look back at their stupid face. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, I don't really make any assumptions.
But you know that they're making assumptions about you
I don't.
because that's how the world works. It's just how the world works. And
don't-
so, because I know that my public image is super important, especially as a black man in America, I need to make sure that I'm more polite than the average person. I have to make sure that I avoid breaking laws at a lower clip than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I have to tip extra hard so that people don't, assume that I'm just some, cheap black guy that doesn't tip or whatever, right?
Yo, like, can I say something about tips? Black people are the most generous tippers
We're not known for that.
by far.
Again,
See,
public image.
public image, but again, whatever,
So I
whatever,
feel the pressure to put more of my money
whatever
out.
that happens. I was driving for Uber Eats for a while,
With the Tesla?
with a bike and sometimes with a Tesla. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I could tell you from first-hand experience, black people tip better by far, and Indians never tipped. Like, it's a religion. I have drive away for a week. If you get
Hell no, not in my car.
like no, like get a fucking bike or something.
Where's this fucking store again?
Right here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're right here.
Again, it's a fucking religion. They don't tip, but black people are the most generous tippers, and like some of them, doesn't look like they live in the best places, but they still tip well.
Yeah.
And some of them, they might need to eat a little healthier, but who am I to judge?
Well, I'm a personal trainer, so I can judge.
But I just want to say that from personal experience.
See? Another one.
Another one.
But she allowed herself to look for like a split second, and then she went like full horse blinder mode after that. I don't see your car. So that means we beat him here. So we can just chill out here
Yeah.
and talk to the people. We're at Louis Rossman's store now.
Is he streaming? How long did that take? Damn, we took for an hour.
Yeah.
Queens, fucking unbearable. We drove 7 miles. We drove an hour.
I do believe that diversity has its power, but forced diversity sets everybody in the world back. Not everything is meant to be diverse. Not everybody is meant to be represented all the time. That's not how it works.
Hey, I'm not complaining if it benefits me.
I will take the benefit
Yeah.
if I can get it.
You know what I mean?
But if somebody's not willing to give it, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Japanese guys are the guys with the small penis.
No, they're not looking away because I'm black. right?
Pixelated.
They're looking away because they have heard so much about the word gold digger and the fact that I am not the one that they want to look twice at. So when somebody doesn't want to run into anyone in New York, we have a way of making sure that we don't run into people. Like, for instance, here on the street, most girls are looking down at the ground with their face in their cell phone, but they've devised a way to be able to stare into their phone and walk through the streets without 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 bumping into people, right? So they know how to not bump into people, so that's not really it. But the thing is that women know very quickly whether or not they're attracted to a man. It's instantaneous. And so for them, there are certain things that they're going to be attracted to. If there is some display of financial solvency, they're going to be attracted to that. That's what it is, right? And you can say, well, you're making an assumption, Dr. Evil. But if we're being honest, if you poll every woman walking down the street, including yourself, Carrie, if you poll all the women and say, would you rather be with a guy that drives a late model Z4 or a broke guy with a bus pass? Tell me how many women are going to choose the broke guy with the bus pass over the guy in the Z4, right?
I'm gonna call Lewis real quick.
Carrie, you don't survive on New York City streets bumping into people. You learn very, very quickly, do not bump into people, because people can be pretty fucking nasty when you bump into them.
Hello, I'm at the shop. How far are you?
Is that Lewis?
What's the car?
So another thing too is that in New York City,
Fuck. Okay,
in
so that's
New York City,
he just
a lot of
he just
liberal
walked
people
to
come
the
here.
door and gave me the middle finger.
A lot of people come here with the liberal mindset. So they talk a lot about anti-capitalism.
Okay.
They talk about this, that, or the third.
Are you? What's your flight?
If it's a man that they are attracted to, then that guy's display of financial solvency
Okay.
becomes
Okay.
something that attracts them even more. When there's a guy that you look at and you see him as undesirable, but he has that, and he's driving that nice car, you want to look away as quickly as possible because you don't want to give a choosing signal. And here in New York, if you look at somebody for longer than 1/3 of a second, then you run the risk of them saying something to you, especially if the guy appears to be a straight male. So middle-aged white women and older white women, they don't have any problem staring and then, giving a compliment about the car. Middle-aged to older white women, they don't care because they already know that they're out of the dating game. They just see a nice car, they're going to say it, right? Older white men are going to see the car, they're going to be cool about it, right? It's 50-50 if a black guy is going to be cool when he sees me in this car. It's about 50-50. Some dudes like to grill me because they want to compete against me. Other guys are just like congratulatory. They see another black man winning. It's about 50-50.
I mean, even if it's 50-50, I feel like it's still too general to assume, no? It's still like the other 50 could be a wide
No,
range of situation.
50-50.
50% you're right, and the other 50% you're wrong. It's still like a Even if it's 80% you're right, the other 20% I think is still too generalized to assume.
No, but once you've reached 50.1%, that is most people. I didn't say everybody. I said most people. That's it. Like, don't be afraid to generalize. That's how we compartmentalize things. This is what's most likely to happen in this situation. I was able to get you here safely without you dying because I made thousands of generalizations to get you here safely.
Okay.
I had to anticipate the likely behavior of all the other motorists on the road.
But somebody who's just passing by you, that doesn't really affect.
No, see, the thing is, you have to be aware where I'm from in the city. You have to be aware, otherwise you get robbed or you get stabbed.
Nice area.
I moved there in November. I grew up in the worst neighborhoods in this city. Nearly lost my life. I can count on two hands the times I've almost been murdered in bad neighborhoods in my life. I can count on two hands.
Okay.
Right? So I have an awareness of people that is necessary to stay alive in the worst neighborhoods in this city in the late 1980s through the 1990s.
Oh, you're from the city? You didn't move here?
I lived here 37 of my 39 years on the planet. My mom dragged us to upstate New York, and I lived there for 2.5 years. But then I came back. And I was homeless in the city in 2003.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it did. A lot. It did. Right? So.
Did you stay in one of the shelters?
You're mad funny, seditionalist. Yeah, I ended up in a shelter run by Koreans, and they made it very, very clear that I was not welcome there.
In Chinatown?
In Sunnyside, Queens.
Oh, I know what that is. That's where Spider-Man's from.
What? Yeah, so I mean, generalizations is how we're able to make predictions and then avoid danger. That's how we do it, right? So there are some people. There are some people who are congratulatory, and one of the surprises. I thought that there were going to be like a lot of white guys that would give me dirty looks and say mean things. It's never happened. That was my assumption of what would happen, but this is why I do the social experiment in the first place, because I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I'm going to put myself in a position to answer a question that I'm curious about, right? So when I got my first car, I got a late model BMW, and it was mostly what I expected back in 2015, right? A lot of young girls would stare, mainly because I look like a homeless bum. And then I walk to a fucking 2016 X5, and then they get confused. Like, why is he walking to that car? He looks like a broke bum. And then I drive off in it, and they're like, what the fuck?
I don't know. It's just interesting how you think, because...
Well, I'm constantly reading people, constantly.
Yeah, like, for me, I guess I'm oblivious, because, like, it's both ways, right? I don't really think about what other people is doing, and I don't really...
No, I had to, because I was abused severely as a child by people that were supposed to take care of me. So in order to survive, I had to make educated guesses about what the people in my environment were likely going to do, and then make decisions off of that to stay alive.
I mean, I was too, I didn't grow up with the best childhood and the best people.
But I had like my grandfather, my mother, and my father nearly beating me to death by age 7. Well, my grandfather almost burned me to death when I was 5 months old. I still have the scar.
That's the thing with the two hands?
No, it was something much more fucked up. Much more fucked up. Something I wouldn't talk about on stream.
Okay.
But he was addicted to crack cocaine. This is during the crack epidemic. And it destroyed a lot of black families.
Pharmaceutical or like...
No, the crack epidemic.
Distribution.
No, the crack epidemic. Like, they were addicted. My dad did sell.
Yeah.
And then he became addicted to it for like over 15 years. Took him a long time to get off it. Right? My dad was also severely abused when he was a really, really, really small child. Right? He was even abused in ways that I wasn't abused.
Okay.
My mother was also abused in ways that I wasn't abused. So two abused people come together, make more abused people. Right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I had to pick up on people's intentions even before other people were fully aware of their own intentions so I could stay alive. That's the only reason why I'm alive today.
Okay.
So I don't just willy-nilly just make assumptions. I'm watching people on a constant basis. Another reason why I've never been robbed.
I mean, I'm getting robbed constantly.
Because people rob you for your labor because they don't want to pay you after you.
No, like on the street with black people. Like, no, I'm saying black people, not to be racist, but only black people. Like, I have gotten robbed over a handful of time or two handful of time, and it's only by black people. I wish.
But you were
someone-
able to recognize the difference, though, right?
What?
It wasn't a white guy, coming from Wall Street that robbed you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's robbing you in a different way, but that's not the conversation.
Wage theft is that like
Beyond other things,
yeah.
right? So, my thing is, the thing is that I've lived in this black body my entire life and have been treated. A lot of people would think that white people are racist. No, the most racist group of people that I've ever been around are black people.
What can you do?
But the thing is, it doesn't really bother me. It's just a fact of life.
It is.
That's all it is. So for me,
but you
even though I recognize the behavioral patterns, I don't necessarily judge people for their behavior because I believe that a lot of it is environmental.
But you talk about a lot of black issues
because it's important.
I think
I'll talk about anybody that is being exploited or unfairly treated.
Well, that's everybody. Everybody that goes on a
Why do you think I run my mouth on the street?
That goes on a hierarchy of
Wow, that is an Indian girl with some booty.
where
Not a lot of hips. Very narrow hips.
see, I don't even notice these things.
I see everybody all the time. Everybody all the time. That's how I stayed alive. Awareness.
You pray. You just pray before you go out and you'll be okay.
Wow, those boobs are moving.
Well,
Hey, drop top Mustang.
those looks a little tacky.
When I was a kid, that's what I wanted for my high school graduation was this guy needs everybody to know that he's here. Just ride your bike, guy. Ride your bike. Yeah, this is a point that I've always been. The thing is, and again, and I'll say this again so that people can really understand. The difference between people is not necessarily who's racist and who isn't. Is what you choose to do with your racial bias. Do you use it to benefit people? Do you use it to harm people, or do you insulate people from the negative implications of your racial bias? I can deal with anybody that can make sure that they don't allow their racism to harm someone else, or somebody that uses their racism to benefit somebody while not harming someone else. That said, if you're a person who is racist, who uses it to harm other people, I just simply don't want to know you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to be associated with you. I just don't. I don't have any desire to be around you. I know that you don't have any desire to be around me. So I'll go do my thing over here. You go do your thing over there. I'm not going to be going to where they're doing, cross burnings to say, hey guys, you need to change. No, you do your thing over there. You go live your life. You do whatever you feel, makes life worth living, as long as it doesn't interfere with my thing. So when you look at what happened to Ahmaud Arbery,
Who's that?
that was the guy that the guys chased, we call it him bigger and all that. They chased him down with shotguns and a pistol. And then they shot him like a dog in the street 3 times. And then the police wanted to arrest him for murder, but the district attorney said, nah, what they did was okay. They just killed a nagger.
A nagger. Of a nigger?
They just killed a nagger. And nothing to see here. No big deal. Right? So to them, oh, that's Focus. He goes to Focus Academy. That's a personal training school that's down the block.
So what happened?
So like if I was a white guy that looked like him, all the white girls would stop and stare because he has the exact look. If you look at his facial features, the symmetry, that is the quintessential white guy that white women are swiping right on, like this. Like this.
Mm.
Right? So the thing is that genetically we're going to be attracted to certain traits in the opposite sex if you're not gay, right? The vast majority of people are going to be attracted to much of the same traits in one shape, form, or another. So when I looked at the sculpting of his jawline, the way his eyebrows look, the color of his hair, that's the guy that the white women are after. If he was sitting in this car, the reactions would be completely different. And I see it every fucking day. I see it every day.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, but the thing is, it's not a value judgment. It's just what I see, and I speak on what I
Yeah.
see.
That guy's sweaty. I see that.
You know what I mean? Now, for me, I'm not always right, and I give you an example, right? When I was working at the gym on 12th and 4th Avenue, I saw somebody doing some really fucked up deadlifts. I didn't think that he knew how to speak English because he looked like he couldn't speak English, like a South American, like a day laborer or something like that.
Okay.
So I kind of like got his attention and said something, and then he confirmed that he can in fact speak English because he's Italian, and that's Louis Ross. Now, I went against my assumption because I always know I could be wrong.
Okay.
Right? I always know I could be wrong. So I said something to him anyway, and then he turned out to become a client of mine.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm always constantly reading people, right? Like, for instance, the first time I met you in person was where?
At the shop? I think on First Avenue. When?
In person?
Yeah.
Because remember, I've seen you on
Yeah?
stream. No,
Yeah.
it was in my apartment.
Really?
Yes.
I definitely seen you.
You might have seen me, but I didn't interact with you.
Yeah.
Right?
I definitely like seen you going to the gym with Lewis on First Avenue.
Right.
Yeah.
But I never talked to you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
See, they're just probably letting out of school right now. The personal training school. Focus, right? Focus, right? Focus Institute, right? Yeah, I saw another one of the trainers walk past. Yeah. So,
Okay, go on about.
so the thing is, I had to read your behavioral pattern, and I already knew that, oh yeah, I can bring him up to my house. I don't have to worry about him disrespecting anybody in the building. I don't have to worry about him doing anything that's like shady or anything like that. I had to read certain things about your behavior based upon every interaction I've ever had with you, via the stream,
Yeah.
or that I've seen that you've had interactions with Lewis or with other people. And I determined security risk, very, very, very low.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't because, oh, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. No, like I'm watching how you interact with other people. Because the thing is, we all have a formula. We all have a code that we live by. And it comes out in our behavior and the way we carry ourselves every day.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Hey, Evil, that Chinese guy next to you bothered about Taiwan.
Bother about Taiwan.
This is what we're on about, stereotyping and thinking your mate wants to take over the world. Well, he did say he's a communist.
Yeah, Taiwan's not a thing. It's part of China. Strongly believe that. All right. There's a bunch of Chinese people living on an island. But
Would you date a Taiwanese woman?
of course, I'm not. Yeah, I'll date a Taiwanese woman from the island of Taiwan, China.
Fucking asshole.
You know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what's the best part about this?
What?
I'm getting free parking.
Oh yeah. You don't really find that. And then like 10 minutes and 2 minutes. I don't think Lewis is gonna make it to his flight. He's coming right
No,
back.
that's over and done. That's over and done.
That is, yeah.
She extended her gaze for about 2.5 seconds, and then when my eyes caught hers, she did the next step away.
Why don't you say hi?
Because she knows that if she looks at a guy for too long, that it's a choosing signal. She does not want to choose me. I've had girls do triple takes.
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of white girls prefer black dudes nowadays.
Nope. Don't let the porn fool you. That is not true.
I'm not not getting that from porn.
That's not true.
Getting that from just daily personal.
In their,
I can only speak from my personal experience.
oh yeah, but yeah, by and large, that's not true.
See, so this knows Taiwan is part of China.
No, he said China is part of Taiwan.
He is not a native English speaker. I forgive him.
My God.
He got that backward. All right. Gotta brush up on that English.
So
So I'm waiting for him to try.
you want to hear something really funny? Why I like her hips.
Which one?
Red shirt.
Oh,
Yeah, she liked it. She held the gaze longer.
yeah.
I would talk to her, but I'm on stream right now.
What's the problem?
Made in Taiwan, Republic of China. Oh my God. Either Kaiser sparked up a nah, we don't. We don't. We're not. It ain't real. We're not really.
Okay, the policy, and the Taiwan thing. I think all bullshit aside, my firm belief is she's just trying to get people to like her again, and
Yeah.
the only way for her to do that,
They called her out on that.
yeah,
Legacy.
is for her to fucking distract other people from like her fucking insider trading thing because it's getting out of hand.
Nah, nobody. Nah. The thing is that she is. I think she's like she leads the House of Representatives, right? They're the ones that would.
No, I'm
They're the ones that would investigate the insider trading. So she will not. She will not investigate herself because then she'll find that she had no wrongdoing.
yeah, but we're living in a society where the core of public opinion matters more, and everybody is giving her shit.
She's over the age of 80. She's about to disintegrate into dust. She don't give a fuck.
Of course she cares. Until she's in the ground, she cares.
Nah, I don't.
Until she's in the ground, she cares about
She's
her
in
image
no-
and her.
She's in no danger of having her hold on power fucked with, which is why she did the insider trading.
No, her
to begin
image.
with.
Her image. Her image.
She's too old to care about.
I don't think so. Look at Donald Trump. It's a perfect example.
Nah, he's a narcissist. That's different.
They're the same age.
But he's a narcissist.
She is not. I feel like in some degree everybody is.
Nah, but his is like full blown, like AIDS. Like for narcissism, she has HIV, he has AIDS.
Okay. Again, I think she's just trying to distract people from all the bullshit she's doing.
Yeah, some people believe that, and I think that I could, like, if I had a little bit more data on her, I could definitely see that would be the assumption.
Nothing screams America when another country assaults one of your,
But you just made a generalization just now.
public servant. No, I'm making an assumption about her situation.
Right. And how she's handling it based upon what?
Based on
The situation
the
and the
information I
behavioral
know
patterns. Right. That's what I'm saying.
about this particular person, not
Right.
not a race of people or age group of people.
So let me give you an example of how racism plays out. An example. So I brought one of my clients who's a very, very pretty Jewish woman, right? Now I can tell you, most black people cannot tell the difference between Jewish and white. As far as we're concerned, Jewish people are white because they look white. Okay?
Jewish is white. Yeah.
To us, they look like regular ass white people, right?
They are.
Only white people can tell the difference between a Jewish person and a Caucasoid or whatever the
Jewish
fuck.
is the religion. It's the one true religion. Come on, bro.
So, fucking asshole.
You just fucking throw the head away and you all the shit goes against you. It's gone. Just fucking put the head down. But they won't do it. So,
So she So she comes to my apartment building to train, right?
Okay.
And so we were headed up to my apartment after the session
Okay.
because I wanted to get rid of my basketball because like part of the training I kind of use the basketball as part of the training.
Yeah.
And so oh, I'm gonna move up a little bit.
No, it's fine. There's a hydrant over there.
No, I'm just gonna move up in front of the store. I like to park in front of the door so I can see my car when I get out of it.
Do you have a mirror in your room to watch yourself have sex?
You're an idiot. Okay. So me and my client are in the going upstairs in the elevator, like towards my apartment, right?
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful Jewish girl, right?
Okay.
A middle-aged black woman is about to make like one of those like grocery delivery type of things, right?
Okay.
And so she saw me and her together in the elevator, and she got this really nasty look on her face and wouldn't get on the elevator with us and took the next elevator.
Wow.
Right? She assumed that me and her were dating or married. And black women hate to see black men with white women. They hate it. And they talk about it all the time. If you go on black YouTube and black Twitter, that's all they talk about are black men who sell out to get with white women because we're weak and we're broke. And what do they say? We cannot handle a strong black woman. That's what they say. We can't handle them like we're zookeepers. And they get mad anytime they see a black man with a white woman. Now, of course, we're not dating. She's dating a guy who's a multimillionaire. And so there's no reason for her to be dating me, just right off the bat, right? But she assumed that we were together and she got mad and refused to get on the elevator with us. She had the nastiest look on her face. And my client could not understand what was happening. I was like, oh, she assumed that we're together. That's why.
Sometimes they date you because you're funny.
Yeah, that could be it. But the thing is, black women are always going to take that as a slight against them. Because black women keep saying how they don't want black men because we're dusty and we're broke and we're liars and we're cheaters and we're all these things, right? But then when they see somebody else wants it, the thing is, some black women
Go
are
on.
not dating or marriage material. They're just not for any race of man. But what they'll do is they will rationalize and say, well, the reason why I'm not with anybody is because they're the ones that are worthless. See, I'm perfect. Nothing needs to change. So they put out this narrative that all of us are bums, that we're undercover gay. They say DL, that we're on the DL.
Yeah.
That's short for on the down low.
Yeah.
Meaning that we try to project heterosexuality to the world, but we're secretly heterosexual, and that's why we're not with them, right? So they assume that we're all with white women, or we're all gay, or we're all in jail, we're all broke, we're all short, right?
Okay, go on.
They try to put that out
I'm
there,
following along.
right?
You're generalizing them, generalizing you.
No, this is what they talk about all the time. You should visit Black Twitter for a while. Visit Black YouTube.
Yeah, but those are the loudest bunch of the race.
But what I'm saying is, what did I tell you about people hijacking your public image?
Yes. Yes.
Right? But there's a problem too.
That means a majority of the black woman doesn't think like that. The people is
at least a slim majority doesn't think like that.
Yes. Okay.
But here's the problem.
Okay.
But here's the problem. You are worth more than black men have been sold to black women by white people so long that it keeps black women and black men from getting married and having babies. Again, the only racial group that has not grown since the 1970s are black people in America. The only racial denomination that has not grown
this guy Jack
in share.
Like this guy. Yeah, the reason why black race hasn't grown is because you guys digging are weak.
Sir, question. Did you just come from Focus? Yeah. I knew it. Can you tell him he doesn't need steroids to look like that?
You are beautiful, sir.
That was probably the gayest thing I've heard you say. What the fuck, man? The fuck?
He does.
Um,
He's on steroids. I need to take steroids to look like that.
so the thing is, black women say, well, but black men are going for Asians and for white
Yeah,
women
'cause
because they're more submissive.
Black dudes has weak dick. That's why you're not having enough babies.
No, they try to. That's the last insult that they try to use against us. That's one that they sometimes use.
That's the fact, though. That's why Chinese people are popping up left and right because we have the best dick. You know, we're like the Elon dick. Elon got Asian dick. That's why he's popping out so many babies. Chinese people has such a good dick. They have to put a cap on the population. And
The one child policy, right?
yeah,
Now,
that's the most people.
now they have boys being born into being incels
What do you mean?
because of the one child rule. They killed or gave away all the daughters because they needed the son to carry on the family name.
Well, to work.
So they have a whole bunch of men and no women.
I mean, I don't really care about the policies behind it. I'm just saying, you know, the statistics speaks for
The
themselves.
statistics say that a lot of Chinese guys have their dick in their hands.
Well, that's not what the Chinese baby popping out pussies.
Nah, their birth rates are actually very low. Japan, Korea, the United States, most of the developed countries are not reproducing at replacement level. But China is forced to be that way because of the one child rule that they had for so
Yeah.
many years. They made it impossible for their men to find women, because you know they killed the girls when they were babies. You know, they gave them away, and now they're in other countries doing other things.
They're pro-choice. As long as you choose boy. See, China is so progressive. They were pro-choice before pro-choice was popular.
Yeah, you have a choice between a son and a daughter.
No, you have a choice between a son and
And a son.
and nobody.
A son and a son.
Yeah, pro-choice.
So, yeah, Thailand is not really a developed nation. So, you know, actual real life still counts there. So,
What's Blake?
you said birth rates.
Oh.
It says, yeah, bloke. You said that bloke is literally the guy that you said that really gay thing to.
Oh, yeah, he does look good. I want titties like those. Yeah. What? You saw them. You were looking. Fucking guy. I don't even have a nose. Are they there yet?
Oh, McLaren is going to be spreading the seed.
There you go. Increase that birth rate.
Yep, he's going to be messing up the pure genetics.
Give me a second. Let me ask Lewis if he got on his flight. Yo, he's not even answering my text.
How is he going to get on the flight without giving you your car first?
He's leaving at the airport. You gonna go for a short drive to EWR? No, he has 2 employees with him, so they're driving him back.
They're driving him?
No, they're driving my car back to me.
Oh. So we're not going to see Lewis. Or if he got stuck in traffic, that must
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
at the
all
airport.
that motherfucker is coming back right now. I don't know if he's not answering my text.
Right.
Hi, Anel. Oh, who's this? Hello, Anel. Oh no, fucking hi. What's up?
What did it say? Islam.
9% is 20 miles. Yeah, I could do 9%. Wait, did you drop Lewis off? Is he on time for his flight? What does that mean? Okay, that should be enough time. Are you coming back without knowing that? Or are you waiting for him to see if he clears? Oh, okay. So, okay, yeah. 9% is 20 miles. I could do 20 miles. I just need 20 miles to go back. Fucking guy told me it's going to be fully charged and everything. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. ETA? Okay. Bye-bye. So, yeah, he's not coming back.
How much time?
They're going to take another hour.
God damn.
Yeah.
Might as well get some food or some shit.
I'll let you go.
No, we can get some food or something. Like, remember, parking is free here right now.
What do you want to eat?
Yeah, so I got 10% battery left in my phone. But we were able to get a stream. It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody that came through the stream. Everybody, thank you. Let's have some more debates.
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I want to go so far-fetched that whoever try to argue with me just sounds fucking crazy by talking to me.
You notice how when he starts talking, I just look into the camera. That's all I do.
I think that's where I want to be at. I want to be like the Alex Jones.
Hey man, you can't be losing $49 million lawsuits though. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, no. People still debate.
For that, just give me your money.
People still debate with him. That's the problem. He's not going far enough.
Well, Joe Rogan doesn't debate with him. He just lets him talk.
Yeah, but then again, he still fact checks them, and they still do back and forth. So, anyways,
yo, thank you for this has been episode 69, part 2. We're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna try to charge this motherfucking phone. It was cool hanging out with this man right here for the first time.
On camera.
We're gonna figure out some other shit to do.
The Mets game was great.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep, we out.
Peace.